How old were you when you got the job on 106 in Park?
I was 24.
Are you like Terrence? He did like the nationwide search.
Yeah, we did all of that.
Did
Stood
you
outside,
went to New
everything.
Orleans?
I was in Chicago at the time when I did my tryout. And Terrence tried out first in New York, and they X'd him.
Yeah,
and then he
me.
drove down to Atlanta and then got through.
He told him Fred was the one that was like, dude,
Yeah.
you don't give up. And then did you get through right off the bat?
Yeah, I mean, I made it through
You didn't have to go to another city?
No. And if I would have had to, that would have been a wrap for me. Because I
What-
wasn't going to do it. If it wasn't for Ludacris, literally, if it wasn't for Luda telling me, what do you got to lose? Because I've known Chris, mind you, Ludacris used to be on the radio circuit, for those
In
that
Atlanta,
don't know.
right?
Yeah, I was a radio personality before I did TV.
In Atlanta?
No, I did radio I did radio in New Orleans for a little bit, Dallas, really, Boston, and Chicago. So I had been in the game for a minute. I knew Chris from radio, but then I also knew him as Ludacris, the artist, too, from all, you do radio stops and everything like that. And he was like, man, you better go do that. Like, come on now. And, he just knows the game. He's like, go do it. He gave me the confidence to do it because I wasn't going to do it. And then ever since then, he tells me I owe him 10%.
How does it work? You get to Chicago, you just wait in a long-ass line?
It's literally a cattle casting call, like 1,000 people. They were only taking 1,000 people in line, and I was number 79. So I slept
was
overnight.
early.
No, I slept the night before. I got there the night before in Chicago.
Oh, so
in
I get it.
February.
It's like American Idol almost.
Yeah, it's literally American Idol. You're sleeping outside. You're waiting.
So how do you look presentable? You like putting on makeup while you're in line?
So my friends, I waited in line overnight. My friends came while I was waiting in the line, and then my friends would take my place in the line. I'd slept in the car for a little bit. Then we switched over. Then I changed into what I was gonna wear, and then I stood in line and I waited to go in, and then I got in.
And then what do they do? Just have you
And
read
then they
some
had me
shit?
do like 3 different things, and then you get to like the firing squad, which was like Reginald Hudlin at the time. Shout out to Uncle Reg, who just hosted the
great.
Emmys. Byron Phillips, Stephen Hill, and Kelly G, because Kelly G is Radio Chicago.
Yeah.
And I walk in, and the first person I know is Stephen Hill. I'm like, hey, Stephen, 97.9, Hot 97 in Boston. And he was like, yeah. I said, Coach says hi. I worked at the same radio station that Stephen Hill used to be the program director at. So it was a small radio world. And all of a sudden, she's in. So it was like that. I mean, whenever you have a card to pull it. Play your big joker when you can play your big joker. And that's what I did.
And then you go to New York?
And then we went to New York.
Was it down to like 50 people or 10?
No, it was down to 10 people for the New Faces search.
Do you know any of the other 10? Did
You know
anybody
Alicia
know
Renee. You know Lamorne.
But also, it was you and Terrence, guys and girls, the final 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Terrence was telling me, he told me about Lamorne.
Yeah, it was Lamorne, Alicia Renee, me. There was this guy shaming. There was this girl. Oh my gosh, I'm forgetting the other girls' names. I'm forgetting the other people.
They're not important. I'm just kidding.
Damn it.
Nah, they're not important.
And the tapes get pulled back up. Tangi was one of them, and I can't remember the other girls. And mine was like hell week. I was like, everything I did was like, are you serious? Like, they hadn't used me for anything, and it wasn't until like, if we were there Monday through Friday, it wasn't until Friday they piled, we don't have no content on her. We got to do something with her. All I had did was like a man on the street thing. That was it. Everybody else interviewed artists. Everybody else was on 106 in Park. They did all these other different things. I did nothing. And so come Friday, they dumped an interview on me. I thought it was going to be Chris, and they switched it, and it wasn't him. I ended up getting Jim Jones, which I'm like, oh, this is cool too, because I just saw him in Chicago. Dipset was promoting their album. I just interviewed him. This is going to be great. And he was a complete dick to me.
Was he?
Because Penny told him to be, our program director at the time, or EP at the time, told the artist to give us a hard time.
Oh, really?
To see how he would react.
No, he's just the dick always. I'm kidding.
No,
I don't know. I don't know him at all.
He's not.
I just want to get those
so confusing.
clickbait moments. No, Jim Jones is a dick. No, straight.
No.
Straight asshole. His whole life. Hold on, never met him.
No, but imagine, it's like me sitting with you, and I'm like, Gary, and all of a sudden you're like a complete asshole to me. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So I'm like, really? Yeah, it was that. It was, I'm hot, Dipset, Bird Gang. I was like, are you kidding me? Come on. Like, I was just like, this is just going so bad. This is going so bad. And so then I was like, well, let's talk about what everybody else was to talk about. Where were you when your boy got shot? And it was when homie had just got shot at Howard University.
That would get your attention.
And then he was like, what'd you say? I thought I was about to lose my life for a quick second. And then I was like, where were you when your boy got? And he was like, man, y'all better get her out of here. I was like, I don't care, I quit.
You said I quit?
Walked out. I was like, I'm done anyway. He's not talking. And I left. And low key, I found out after I walked out of the room, he was like, she's good. You got, she's the one, you know? So it was funny. And then I went on the show, and Exhibit was the guy that I was interviewing.
For This Is Still, you haven't got the job yet.
I haven't got the job yet. And we're on 106 in Park, and I'm supposed to do an interview with Exhibit. I'm like, yeah, everybody loves you from, you know, Pimp My Ride. He's like, you know we on BET, right? And I'm just like.
Well, that's what I would have said.
Yeah,
you know
well,
I mean?
so that's where they know you. I mean, what am I going to do? Like, you know, how we know you. Great. So how about the Yankees? Like, I just said it. And they picked me. I don't know how I did it. Reginald Hudlin literally looked at me. He's like, you had a hell of a day. And I was like, yeah.